Hi, and welcome to Paranormal Activity. I am doing something a little bit different tonight. Hope you enjoy it. I decided that maybe you guys might want to get to know me a little bit better, and in doing that and still sticking with my paranormal vibe, I thought I'd talk about some of my favorite scary movies. So, some of them are scary, some of them are creepy, some of them just have creepy vibes but aren't actually horror movies. But overall, I just thought it might be something fun for us to relate to on a different level. So here we go. I'm just gonna start rolling into it. Firstly, I'm sure you could see my shirt. I adore Rocky Horror Picture Show. Dr. Frankenfurter is like the hottest fictional character. Well, in creepy terms. I have some comedy crushes, but that's for another time. But yes, I love Rocky Horror Picture Show, if you couldn't have already guessed. I have a list, but I know I'm gonna leave out some, so huge apologies to the amazing movies that I'm going to leave off this list, but I decided I would go ahead and at least have a list. Another movie that I just absolutely freaking love with all of my heart is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. It is probably my favorite movie of all time. The amount of love I have for the character of Elvira is just insane. I really have written multiple papers for different levels of schooling talking about how she's one of the biggest influences on my life. Beetlejuice. Definitely my favorite Tim Burton film, but oh, and the fact that they're coming out with a second one, in case you didn't know they're coming out with a second one, I am so effing pumped for it. But yes, Child's Play. I love all of the Chucky movies. They're just so much fun and ridiculous and creepy and still really cheesy. All of the Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger movies. When his arms stretch out super long and I really like how he can bend reality's rules because it is in dreams. So if it's campy and weird, it makes sense. One of my favorite, I think it's 90s, possibly 80s, it's around that area, movies, People Under the Stairs. If you haven't seen People Under the Stairs, you need to just stop what you're doing and watch People Under the Stairs. Creepshow. I love Creepshow. That and Tales from the Darkside. I, for years, could not figure out what movie it was that I watched when I was little, where I could see Matthew Lawrence locked in a prison, behind bars, talking to a lady who's gonna cook him. And I told multiple people this, and they were like, what are you talking about? And I finally figured out, years later, that it was Tales from the Darkside. And it is so good. We had an outdoor camp out, I think last summer, possibly the summer before, and where we watched movies in my friend's backyard at a bonfire, and that was my choice, and all of my friends were like, is this seriously happening? So it's very campy. If you're not up for campy stuff, it's probably not gonna be something you like. But if you like cheesy but fun scary, it's amazing. I also have Tales from the Crypt on here. I always liked the Crypt Keeper. I thought he was funny. He never scared me. I just always thought he was funny and kind of cool. Sin City. Probably more an action movie, but it's creepy enough to where I have to mention it because I just love Sin City and I love the visual style of it. Okay, somebody mentioned this in my comments and it kind of also spiraled into me making this video, but Poltergeist is such a good movie. I'm talking about the original. I am not talking about the remake. I am not watching the remake. I want nothing to do with it. But original Poltergeist, it's so good. Graphics aside and special effects aside, who cares? They don't even deter from the movie because the movie's so freaking good. A more modern series that I adore is Paranormal Activity. In case you couldn't already tell from my name, I think that the Paranormal Activity franchise is fantastic. I'm just a big fan. Huge fan. All of them. They're all so good. And the first time that I got to watch the first one, it was a screener copy that we found online and it had a totally different ending from the 3 different endings that were on the first DVD. And it was honestly so much better, but it would have lent for no sequels. So ultimately I'm glad that they didn't go with that ending, but the original ending that I saw was really awesome. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. I just feel like I shouldn't spoil it in case you find it online and actually get to watch it, because it's really good. One that I watched within like the last few months was As Above, So Below, and I love that movie. It's so hard not giving spoilers. If you haven't watched As Above, So Below, plug your ears and go la 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 la. The fact that they mix magic with the paranormal and like alchemy and stuff, it was just awesome. Okay, you can take your hands off your ears now. You're fine. Quarantine is just fantastic. And is it Jennifer Carpenter? Main chick. She's super foxy. But I just think that they did such a great job with it. And I have watched Rec, which is the other version of it that came out before. And I remember liking it. But I've never seen Rec 2 or 3. Isn't there a 3? I know there's a Rec 2, but I've never seen any of the sequels. But Quarantine was solid. I tried to watch Quarantine 2. It wasn't happening. What? Okay. Alright, I just had to stop recording because my camera stopped recording. And then I went through and deleted some of my old footage off my card, and I just hit record again. And I have lights set up in front of my camera, and they just went out and then turned back on. And they're not doing it anymore. So I don't know what that is, but hi, whatever you are. That's amazing. Okay, so where I left off, sorry, was Quarantine. Stellar movie. Cloverfield, also in the same like realm of found footage. I adore Cloverfield. One that I had a big love for in high school, which has been a while, was a movie called Monster Man. It is a low budget movie, but it's like comedy, horror, rednecks and monster trucks, and it's fantastic. Grave Encounters. I think that they did such a good job at spoofing Ghost Adventures. Like, it's so blatantly obvious, but it's still so good. And I love the guy that's kind of like the psychic dude in it, and it's just really good. And at the end, it actually had a decent ending. So like, it started out just being enjoyable because it was so funny to me, and then it actually had a decent plot. So I was like, win for this movie. Rocky Horror Picture Show is my favorite musical. My second favorite musical is Little Shop of Horrors. I just think that it's creative and fun, and I like the ladies who sing, and you know the ones I'm talking about, the little trio. And just the fact that it's a creepy talking plant that eats people, like, what is there not to like in that? Signs. I love Signs. If there's an M. Night Shyamalan movie that is my favorite, it's probably Signs. The Shining. I really like the movie. I love the book, but I really love the movie for totally different reasons. Like, they're just both independently really good. For a long time, I didn't really get why so many changes had been made from the book to the movie, and there was actually a really fantastic documentary on Netflix that I watched just recently, but it kind of went through the whole everything in the movie and the meaning behind it and the symbology. And it made me appreciate it even more. Like, it was just really well done, but The Shining is just so good. I really like Zombieland. I like zombies. I don't care if they're cheesy and dumb, and then some of them are really great and some of them are fast and slow. I'll take them all. I don't care. I don't care about the origin. I don't care about anything. I love zombies. Now, there are some crap zombie movies that I've seen. It doesn't mean I didn't watch it, and if I did, at least give it a try, because, like, I just love zombies. But Zombieland was a very good way to do it, and Bill Murray's there and Emma Stone's hot, so like everything was just working for me. Planet Terror is so good. I was cherry darling like the year after it came out for Halloween. Of course I couldn't do the gun leg. I had to do it like with the wound. But yeah. Cabin Fever. I saw that ages ago and it stuck with me and I still love it. The Faculty is also one of my top picks of just like great movies. I really love The Faculty, and it's still on Netflix, so if you've never seen The Faculty, you need to go watch The Faculty, because it's great. I also really like Alfred Hitchcock. Favorite ones would be Psycho and Vertigo. Plus I like the fact that he hides in all of his films. His little potbelly profile self. It's just fantastic. Sleepy Hollow is also on my top list of Tim Burton movies. Because Christopher Walken, man. Whew. And Johnny Depp being amazing. Christina Ricci all witchy and everything. It's just... And that tree is beautiful. Christina Ricci was also in Casper. And her name was Kat. And I like to go by Kat sometimes, so that made me happy. Plus Devon Sawa, whenever it came out, he was the bee's knees. The best kids Halloween movie of all time, in my opinion, is probably Hocus Pocus. It's great. Thackeray Binks is the bomb. I love Kathy Najimy. I think she's fantastic. Like, if I was one of the Sanderson sisters, I would have to be switching places with Kathy Najimy. No, I would want to be with her because she's just awesome. I really like her. And I like when she screams at the TV with the baby on the tricycle. A movie that I grew up with was Disney's Halloween Treat. I don't know if anybody else has ever seen this. It's a compilation VHS tape of just the Halloween and scary parts out of a bunch of Disney movies. And it was great. And then it also had footage of Disney World, which I've never been to, but it was all inside like the haunted house with like the hologram mirror people, and it was just super neat to me. And I don't know. If I found it on YouTube like a year ago, if it hasn't been taken down yet, and it was worth a background sound at least for me because it was so reminiscent, but it's got some cool stuff if you want to check it out. And then I only have a couple more, but I know I'm missing out on so many. One of them would be not really a horror movie, but it's one that sits close to my heart, and it's a scary concept, Snakes on a Plane. It's more campy action comedy than horror, but there's snakes on a mother effing plane. So that's scary. That goes in my horror, okay? It's gonna happen. Plus it just has sentimental value to me. It's a very sweet movie to me. I actually told Alex I love him during like our second or third viewing of it at a dollar theater. We're weird. But I loved that movie, and I loved how cheesy it was. And, yeah. And then last but not least, one that had a horrible remake was Stepford Wives. Stepford Wives, the new one, Nicole Kidman, all that crap, don't watch it. Run away from it. It's horrible, and it does a terrible justice to the original. The original was from like the 60s or 70s, and I had to watch it for a psychology class back in high school, and I fell in love with it. It's so good. I have it on DVD downstairs, but it's so good. I don't know where you're going to acquire a copy. I know most people probably haven't seen it, but if you can, you should watch it. It's very slow-paced, very much a drama. It's more drama than horror. But if you're willing to give it the time, it's super well done and really cool and just creepy in a whole different way. That's my list of scary movies that are my favorite. And I know I said love and adore and exciting probably 18 billion times, but I do love and adore them, and they make me excited. So I hope that maybe now like we can relate on some movies or give each other suggestions of different things that we should watch, because I am totally down, but I won't lie to you, I have a terrible memory, so there's a chance you'll be like, hey, have you seen this? And I'll be like, probably, but I don't remember, I need to rewatch it, because that's what I do with pretty much everything, and if I really like it, I watch it a lot, so that it's like ingrained in my brain. Also, just to throw out there at the end of this, a huge thank you to you guys. I hit 500 subscribers this week, and I am ecstatic. That's a really big goal for me. I didn't expect to have 500 subscribers, especially only having this channel really going since the new year. It's not even 6 months in. So just thank you guys for being amazing and liking me and liking to listen to my scary stories. And I promise you, I have a lot more, and I have some plans for this channel also regarding the paranormal. I want to keep it all spooky creepy up in this. So I hope that you guys stick around, and if you aren't subscribed, thanks for watching my video, and if you want to subscribe, please do. I would really appreciate it, and just thank you and hi to all of my subscribers. I have all of my info below. I also ended up getting a Twitter account. I don't use Twitter that much, but I'm hoping to use it more just to have interaction with you guys. My camera just stopped again. On the recommendation of Alex, by the way, I also downloaded Draw Something on my new phone that I just got, and it was for the sole purpose of playing with you guys and with him. So if you want to download Draw Something and draw with me, my information's down below. It's Paranormal Activity also. I got my Facebook page and all that. All the goods. That sounds terrible. All the goods are down below, but you know what I mean. Woo, time to go. Thank you so much for stopping by. I will talk to you soon. Have an amazing night. Watch some scary movies and tell me all about it. Bye!